Where we're going to toss it over to Cody Goodwin for your Hawkeye Sports Update. Cody, what's going on?
Thank you, Rebecca. Cody Goodwin here with your Hump Day edition in the Daily Iowan Sports Studio. We have a lot to get to today with just a few days until the beginning of the Hawkeye football season. But first, Fran McCaffrey and company finally know their complete schedule for the highly anticipated 2013-2014 basketball season. The Hawkeyes open their season on November 8th, where they'll host UNC Wilmington. ESPN will be featuring the Hawks in 3 nationally televised Super Tuesday games this upcoming season. Michigan State and Ohio State will travel to Iowa City back-to-back weeks on January 28th and February 4th. The squad will also trek to Bloomington, Indiana 2 weeks later to take on the Hoosiers on February 18th. And while basketball is still months away, Iowa City is buzzing with football excitement. Our own Chelsea Brown caught up with the fullback turned running back Mark Wiseman about his first full season as a major contributor to Kirk Ferentz's squad.
Hey guys, this is Chelsea Brown standing alongside Mark Wiseman. And Mark, you kind of took the place last year, but then were injured in that Michigan State game. How are you preparing in the off-season this year?
You know, just working hard in the off-season, strength and conditioning, all we can really do out there. And then, just working the pass, run game, all that stuff. It's been hard work, and now it's finally the game week. It's exciting.
And so there is 3 running backs this year. How are we going to rotate those guys in? Is there going to be a rotation, or what's kind of going on with all 3 of you guys getting in there?
Yeah, we have a ton of good running backs on this team. That's up to the coaches how they're going to rotate us. We're all ready to play whenever our numbers are asked upon.
And with a lot of returning offensive members, how does that make you feel going alongside all of them this year?
Yeah, it's exciting to be out there with everyone. One more year in the system, Coach Davis' system, and should be a good year.
All right, well, thank you, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Chelsea. And joining us now on set is Daily Iowan pregame editor Ben Ross. Ben, we've been hearing a lot about the depth at running back with Kanziri and Damon Bullock and even Mark Wiseman, who was just on camera. Tell me now, Ben, who's going to get the bulk of the carries this season?
Yeah, like you said, 2013 will be a really odd occurrence for Iowa football fans in terms of running back position. Normally we've been seeing, running back after running back go down with injury or otherwise. But this year, I think Damon Bullock will ultimately end up getting the bulk of the carries. Mark Wiseman and him are listed as co-starters for the first game against Northern Illinois, but I think eventually Bullock will pull away and Wiseman will go back into his role as a fullback.
Interesting their point there, Ben. We also got to speak with Jake Rudock, the new announced starter for Week 1 for the Iowa Hawkeyes. He'll be making his first collegiate start. Did you get the sense that maybe there's a bit of a confidence about him, or what did you take away from that?
Yeah, I think any quarterback that's lining up under center has to be pretty confident. Otherwise, the Iowa coaches wouldn't choose him. But he came in, answered questions to the media pretty confidently. He carried himself a pretty good demeanor. He seems like a very strong leader. That's somebody that the other Hawkeye players can look up to and lean on.
And another important question surrounding the Hawkeye football team this season, the defensive linemen ranked dead last in the Big Ten last year in sacks. How do you see them improving, and who could possibly lead that unit this year?
Yeah, I see it. There's only room for improvement, really. You can't get much worse than what they did last year. Only had 13 sacks in the season. Dominic Alves comes back. He's Iowa's leading sack artist with just 3 in 2012, but I think he'll have a pretty good year. Increase his sack totals, as well as Carl Davis. He really wowed everybody during the spring game earlier this year, and I think he's really going to get over the hump and play up to his true potential.
We'll all find this out Week 1 on Saturday, 2:42 kickoff at Kinnick Stadium. Thank you, Ben, for joining us on set. That's all we have here. Tune in tomorrow for the semester's very first pregame show for the 2013 football season. That's all we have here in the sports studio. Back to you guys at the news desk.